Transport Group is about putting the artist first and about a commitment to the entire process.
Transport Group is fearless.
The level of excellence of the artists and the material and the production is always extraordinary.
The range of stories we've told, the range of artists we've worked with, to me it's enormous.
It is at its core incredibly human, and I think that that's something pretty rare in the American theater today.
I think that Jack has such a genuine curiosity into every artist that it brings a richness and fullness to the art as a whole.
I think they're a theater company that understands the importance of not compromising on an artistic vision.
Being so distilled is actually quite radical.
Theater has a responsibility to really move our humanity forward into deeper levels. And I think the only way to do that is by taking risks and by really pursuing adventurous work.
Taking the risk is what it's all about.
Transport Group was such an obvious home for Theta Bara because it's one of the few companies in town that I feel like is genuinely taking risks.
I heard something similar from many audience members who said, I've never been in a theater with so many different kinds of people. And I think this is what we talk about in the theater. We talk about having shows that can do this and can bring people together.
You know, I sort of think like, what's the point of going to theater if you aren't challenged a bit?
I like polarizing things that you have to lean forward and try and figure out that move you in a way. That's the epitome of Transport Group's power.
Marin Ireland in that play will be etched in my memory forever. It's one of the greatest performances I've ever seen an actor give.
That production was one of the all-time most meaningful experiences of my life.
Mia Katikbak's performance is one that will stay with me forever.
Queen of the Mist was a great gift. And Mary will tell you this too, it was really a profound and deeply moving experience to work on that show all the way through. I get verklempt when I talk about it. It's still one of the dearest and most beautiful shows I've ever been involved with in my life.
Absolutely Strange Interlude, I thought was absolutely insane.
It was the best production of Strange Interlude I am convinced that there ever was or ever will be.
Nearly 6 hours, all performed by one person, David Greenspan.
It was entirely this monumental, bizarre creation.
It's an acting accomplishment that would define my work as an actor.
Certainly one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
Beautiful Jolie Gabor, her glamorous 3 daughters, and Only the Happiness is Life. Yes, that's the title of the show. Mary Testa was the one who suggested that I look into this.
I was drawn to Jolie Gabor because I read a book about her that was written by Cindy Adams. I guess they were dear friends. She's another kook, you know. She's not going to be at the gala, is she? All right.
And so I went home and I did some research, and I was amazed at the subject matter, and I went, oh yeah, I get this.
As I'm reading it, as with all of Michael John's pieces, my eyes just widen and widen and widen, because you truly never know what you're going to get with a Michael John LaChiusa piece.
It's wildly entertaining, it's very funny, but it's also really deeply moving.
Her daughters are iconic, and they laid the template for all that we have now in terms of our of American celebrity.
Nobody talked about Jolie. I mean, I think like on the Merv Griffin show her name was mentioned a few times, but they mostly focused on Ava and Zsa Zsa. This is who they came from. This is the root of what's happening for these women. And so I just was like, Michael John, this is so ripe for a show. And, the rest is on its way to history.
I love collaborating with Harrison. What I love about the worlds that he creates is they're very tender. They're these kind of beautiful, quiet, human, tender emotions, which is where I really thrive, personally.
The Sea and the Stars is a really sort of different kind of work for me, which I will say I credit the commission.
Our commissions are not directed, meaning we're interested in you, the artist, and write what you want to write.
Which is terrifying, but also there's something about that terror, I think, that helps you make something really exciting. and maybe something that you would never make if that hadn't been the prompt. I mean, the play has a talking parrot, the play has 90s power ballads. This play is messy the way that I'm messy, and the way that most people that I know are quite messy. I'm excited to explore the mess of the play.
Split takes place in 1953, Queens, New York. Lillian wakes her daughter up, who's 18. She says, "It's 4 a.m., come on, we're going to the Grand Canyon."
Most stories of that time with a mother and a daughter, you normally have a mother who wants a daughter to really forge a traditional path, especially in the 50s. But here you have a mother who wants the opposite of that.
And so all of her dreams are being put on her daughter.
I don't think there are a lot of shows that are capturing what people are going through in their 40s, not musicals, so to speak.
I feel very honored to be a part of something that is actually written for a woman, an actual middle-aged woman.
When I think of the future of Transport Group, all I can see ahead of us is a path that allows more and more artists to continue to find their voice.
The most important thing I want for Transport Group is to just keep surprising me and keep upending my expectations. Think bigger and stranger and weirder and harder.
Theater, especially risky theater, it is an endangered species. And that's why it's more important than ever for us to stay true to the course.
And I also think that that's something that we just need in the American theater right now, to be able to sort of bust out of that and to say, what is possible? What are we capable of? We are not to be contained. And that's super exciting.
And that's why I love Transport Group.